Eli Junior Kroupi transfer boost, a serious offer for a star incoming. Arsenal's summer as Premier League title holders is underway, with the club looking to build on Mikel Arteta's success and ensure this year's crown isn't a one-off. Mikel Arteta heads into this summer's transfer window, a rare place of privilege for an Arsenal manager. This season's Premier League title wing got the proverbial monkey off his back before the Champions League defeat to Paris Saint-Germain showed there's still progress to be made. There's a fine balancing act in tinkering with a team coming off the back of such success. Change to little, and one risks stagnating in a period of prosperity, but to many alterations can similarly risk losing the blueprint that got you to where you are. That's the job Arteta has on his hands as he looks to ensure the Gunners step it up another gear ahead of the 2026-27 title defence. And Mirror Football has uncovered the most intriguing transfer headlines from around the Emirates Stadium this weekend. One of the developing transfer stories in North London this summer stems from Arsenal's interest in a deal for Eli Junior Kroupi. However, that interest was immediately hit by a sense of jeopardy following reports PSG were also keeping tabs on the player. Shortly after that, reports soon followed suggesting the former Lorient prospect preferred a move back to France with the kingpins of Ligue 1. That was perhaps a tough pill to swallow considering the Parc des Princes makes a lot of sense, with PSG one of the few clubs that could outmaneuver the Gunners in the current market. Much to the delight of every Arsenal supporter, however, it's now been claimed Les Parisiens are in fact not part of the transfer battle. Get French Football News has reported the 19-year-old will not be pursued by the same team that beat Arteta's men on penalties in Budapest just a week ago. It appears Luis Enrique and the PSG board are content with their current attack, or are at least looking in other directions. And that could pave the way for Arteta to launch his own bid for the player, who is understood to be valued at around £80 million. Initiative could prove key in landing Kroupi, who only arrived on English shores last year, but has adapted quickly to the rigours of the Premier League. He netted 13 times in 33 league outings this season, earning a nomination for the Premier League's Young Player of the Year award. The teenager will already have his fans at the Emirates given it was his goal against Manchester City in the penultimate round of this term that secured the title for Arsenal. However, the path to landing one of the hottest young talents in Europe now may have just become a lot clearer if PSG are indeed not a rival for Kroupi's signature. As for outgoings at the Emirates, Leandro Trossard is one name who has popped up as a contender to depart Arsenal this summer, and Besiktas appear to be among his willing suitors after reviving their interest in the player. The Istanbul outfit, who finished fourth in the Super League this season, have been linked with the Belgian in the past, and while those efforts have failed to bear fruit to date, this summer could have a very different outcome. Trossard is about to enter the final 12 months of his contract and looks unlikely to land an extension, considering he turns 32 in December. That could convince club bosses it's better to offload the player ahead of the new season, while they can land a notable fee. Reports in Turkey have suggested Besiktas will make a serious offer for the winger in the coming weeks, and provided it's a tempting one in Arsenal's eyes, his departure could help free up the funds and squad space for an addition, the aforementioned Kroupi. It's said Besiktas are on the hunt for wing reinforcements this summer. Jota Silva and Cengiz Under each joined the club on loan last summer, but it remains to be seen whether either of those moves will be made permanent. Given Trossard's contract situation, age profile and the need to add fresh talent in attack, a summer split may make sense for all parties, and Turkish outfit Besiktas are seemingly among the frontrunners to snap up his signature if that's the case. Mikel Arteta enters this summer's transfer window in an unusually privileged position for an Arsenal manager. This season's Premier League title success lifted the weight off his shoulders before the Champions League defeat to Paris Saint-Germain demonstrated, there remains room for improvement. There's a delicate balance to strike when adjusting a side fresh from such achievements. Alter too little and one risks stagnation during a period of success, but excessive modifications can equally jeopardize the formula that brought you to this point. There's a delicate balance to strike when adjusting a side fresh from such achievements. Alter too little and one risks stagnation during a period of success, but excessive modifications can equally jeopardize the formula that brought you to this point. That's the challenge Arteta confronts as he seeks to guarantee Arsenal elevate their performance another level ahead of the 2026-27 title defence. And Football.London has identified the most compelling transfer stories from around the Emirates Stadium this weekend. One of the emerging transfer narratives in North London this summer concerns Arsenal's pursuit of Eli Jr. Kroupi. Nevertheless, that pursuit was immediately complicated by reports suggesting PSG were also monitoring the player. Shortly afterwards, reports emerged suggesting the former Lorient prospect favoured a return to France with the Ligue 1 giants. That was potentially difficult news to digest, considering the Parc des Princes represents a logical destination, with PSG among the few clubs capable of outbidding the Gunners in the current market.